It took a mere 43 mini breaks to consolidate my belief that travel is a monstrosity.
Bingo.
Let me resubmit for your consideration the hard evidence.
Sounds like a threat.
For what does TV do better than repeat itself? Now I, the always too old for this shiz Richard Ayoade, am going to take another step backwards.
This is a terrible idea!
In a series of eerily familiar montages, I'm going to savagely shoulder you through a phalanx of packed peregrinations.
To better times.
Tonight, a tarnished trolley of things you can put inside yourself.
Ooh.
This time focusing on food and drink.
Wallop. Ow.
And here's who I've co-opted for this comestible catastrophe.
What's the dip?
I wouldn't go in there.
Person 1, Person 2,
That is completely marvellous.
Person 3 and Person 4 as well, as other persons. Together we will expectorate.
Wow, enter the whole cylinder leak.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
And innovate.
I'm absolutely hammered.
I can tell.
We went, but should we have gone?
Well, the money was all right.
It's not.
Folk love to sink food and drink on shores afar, even though they often have supplies in their own homes. And I have joined their rapacious ranks. Witness one such story and others in Zurich with Frank Skinner.
Oh. Sorry, that's my phone.
Ensemble, we piddle towards the most petit of déjeuner at Café Schober, who've been in the chocolate game for over 2 hard C's.
Hello. Oh, it all looks so good. But for the purposes of the show, I have to order muesli and 2 hot chocolates.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
In 1897, muesli was invented in Zurich by Dr. Maximilian Benner-Bircher.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your boy BB was one of the first to realise food could keep you healthy. What he didn't know was that it can also summon reveries with a Proustian rush.
I remember when muesli arrived in England.
I remember when kettle chips came in.
I remember when tea bags came out.
Tea bags came out.
And it was Thai food, I think, were the pioneers. And their slogan...
Frank, how old are you? A vampire?
I am old. No, it's not that long ago. It's sort of...
When was it? Tea
about
bags?
1961 or something. And this is like, you know, commercial. They might have had them in laboratories. But...
1960, what? So you were 3?
I was 4.
And you remember the shift from loose leaf to bag?
I remember the slogan,
Yeah.
Thai food slogan was, no teas in a bag.
That was a short meeting. It's a very pleasant...
It's quite hard to eat
Yes.
the way it's arranged. It's like eating a crown.
You want to try the hot chocolate? 64% cacao.
That's chocolatey, isn't
Quite
it?
good, isn't it?
It's not what I said it's chocolatey.
Too chocolatey.
Too chocolatey, that's my review.
I think it's very good, and in fact, I think it could possibly withstand even more cacao.
And the new Cacao album has just dropped on Spotify. Paris with Mel to the G to the Edroit next, where we struggle to find a consistent idiom.
Mr. Forky goes
Right.
deep
Oh, I know.
into Snail Town.
As well as poking mollusks, we also piled on the macaroons.
They've got gold
No,
macaroons,
come on.
gold ones.
Trot on.
Parisians' belief in the macaron is mythic, enshrined in the crucial calendric celebration Le Macaron Day.
This is for suckers.
Oh,
Trot on past the Parisians.
The au fait contemporary traveller can no longer content herself with merely dining on delicacies. She now has to construct them from scratch. Hence, we're hitting the world's most famous cookery school, Le Cordon Bleu, to learn the secrets of the macaron. Teaching the culinary arts for over 100 years, the school is literally the only conceivable place on planet Earth to learn French cuisine.
Bonjour à tous.
bonjour, chef.
Bonjour.
Welcome to Le Cordon Bleu Paris.
Thank you.
You know why you're here today?
Definitely.
Yes.
We're
Not
going
really.
to make macaron.
That's
and
right.
It's make them really good.
I can see how this is going. You're immediately teacher's pet. You're
I'm
right there.
I'm right
You're at the
close.
apex. I don't like what's
already
happening
the
on.
favourite.
Chef Olivier Mahou begins the class by mixing together ground almonds and sugar.
This has been pre-weighed.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay, so thus far I haven't made a mistake.
And then deftly segues to whisking the eggs.
It's actually quite tiring, isn't it?
It's this. Knackering, isn't it?
Mary Berry
I know.
with the whisking. That's why she's so sinewy.
It's all sinew.
I know.
Sinew.
She's like a young Iggy Pop. Let's hope she doesn't start taking her top off like Iggy.
Next, Chef shows us how to gently combine the two mixtures.
It's like if you're doing the stroke or
Breaststroke.
Yeah, breaststroke,
Breaststroke,
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
all right. So one hand does
Going
this.
for a forest. Kate Bush.
Yeah, that's it. That too. That works.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Early
one
Kate
hand
Bush.
does this.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other one does
Oh, nice.
this. Okay, so it's like doing this.
Oh,
All right.
great.
We add natural food colouring and prepare the mixture to pipe onto the baking tray.
Ow.
Yeah.
Chef, I need support. I've got very unsteady hands because of anxiety.
After 3 hours as a pastry chef, I feel I might finally be able to hold my own in my fortnightly Greg's discussion group.
That's a good macaroon.
That's good, huh?
That's a good
Yeah.
macaroon.
Just when I think we won't receive certificates, we receive certificates, and my rage subsides to be replaced by a sense of utter achievement.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done, Richard.
Thank you. I feel that would have happened regardless of what happened here.
Merci, chef.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Everyone, look, got
Yeah.
the bats.
Look, it's a certificate of attendance. It just means
It
you
isn't.
came. We need to go because we are pressed for time.
Chef, thank
Thank you for coming.
This means
Thank
I can
you.
work anywhere,
Thank
right?
you so much.
You're welcome.
I don't know.
That's a
that
bit
was-
much.
I know, sorry.
That's a bit much.
Trailed by lawsuits, we made for Madeira with Robert Webb and literalised being on the skids.
We're heading for the sea.
Yes, there's a ramp and you go straight onto a Saga cruise ship.
As we sought satiation. If you want to masticate like a Madeiran, you're going to want to double down on deep-sea scabbard fish. H.R. Giger's favourite fish dish is best consumed at this cliffside eatery, accessible only by sea or cable descent.
Our destination's Vasco dos Padres.
You've just made that up.
I haven't.
Say it again.
Vasco dos Padres.
And again?
Vasco dos Padres.
I believe you now.
It's all a bit verdant for my liking.
It's very verdant.
This superficially pleasant resort has its own microclimate, hectares of locally sourced ingredients, and a restaurant specifically geared to the prep thereof.
I've pre-ordered
Right.
scabbard fish and banana.
We'd barely sat before some dude mistakes us for sushi files.
Typical fish from Madeira, so it's very special.
And it died eating itself.
Before battering the bottom feeder.
Verdict.
I like fish. I like banana. I like banana fish.
Do you know that this proud land has been unable to export its bananas for a long time because of EU strangulations? And now...
What was the EU's problem with their bananas?
Oh, they weren't big enough.
Really? Did you read that in a column written by Jeremy Clarkson?
Very good. Tastes quite like cod. Just goes to show that scary-looking animals
Can be delicious.
may wish to be eating more puma.
That would stick it to the EU as well. I bet they've got something about conservation of pumas.
Exactly.
Oh, let's not hunt the pumas to extinction.
Bloody
Curvy pumas not allowed, thank you.
slap it on the barbie.
Honestly.
How do you feel about the microclimate down here? Enjoying it?
I believe in microclimates. I don't think they've just been made up in the last 5 years, and I'm really enjoying whatever this climate is.
Well, it's been an excellent meal. Why don't I pretend to pay the bill and then we
Right.
can move on?
Excellent.
Taking a cue from this moving close-up of pouring liquid, let's get our gulp on. By globally galloping to Barcelona with the ever-encouraging Kathy Burke
That's amazing.
and a cave of cava.
Thanks for having us. So which fizzy wine are we starting with?
First, we discover that cava is made using the same technique as champagne, but with different grapes.
Tarello, Macabeu, y Parellada. These are the 3 grapes, the classical coupage from the cava.
They sound like great grapes. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
We have 5 bottles to try, each with a supposedly unique character.
Okay, I don't know what you did there, but I'll try and make that same face. This is good, tiny bit sharp.
This is good.
Each bottle is from Catalonia, where the majority of cava is produced. And we're told they all look different.
This is, again, this is a relatively similar colour to the other ones.
It's different from the other.
It is more similar than different, I'd say, though.
Adding new grapes like Chardonnay is said to radically alter the flavour.
This is like giving a very fine thing to an idiot, is what you're currently doing. I have no palate. I literally, it seems fine. I mean,
No, I could taste it's more creamy.
You're getting cream?
Not actual cream.
Like custard cream?
No.
all I know is, say I had a sip of this, and then an hour later, someone switched glasses in this episode of Columbo that I'm in, I wouldn't go, what's happened? This is a completely different drink. I mean, but as I say, I have no palate.
With our bodies in disarray, we draw this heady experience to its conclusion.
Thank you very much for putting up with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I wouldn't wish me on anyone.
Perhaps the only televised statement I stand by, other than this Istanbul set command to Adam Hills.
Just neck it.
Here, we lapped up ladles of what can be accurately described as tripe soup. Sheep's stomach is boiled in milky water, then flavoured with garlic, chilli, black pepper, salt, vinegar, and a blend of local spices.
This is volcanic rock from the original series of Star Trek. I wish I could keep some of it on my spoon, and yeah, it keeps falling off. There we go, here we go. It's fine.
I'm going to say this is too Turkish. We've gone too far.
We've gone too Turkish.
This is
That sounds like your safe term. Too Turkish.
in the bedroom, yes.
Yeah.
That is how my wife knows we've gone too far.
Lights on. It's become too Turkish. What am I doing? I tasted it. Why did I have a second taste? I've tasted this.
No. I'm going to have more as well, because maybe it grows on you. So you've had a big night. You've had way too much raki.
What do you want to bring you down? This.
Maybe this can only be truly enjoyed if you've had a certain quantity of raki.
I think any food that requires you to be drunk should be reassessed. That is not how you get Michelin stars. Too Turkish.
Welcome back to this dense digest of digestion.
Verdict.
I like fish. I like banana. I like banana fish.
Let us haul anteriors to Hamburg.
We've just been so lucky with the weather.
Yep.
Where Bob Mortimer and I went in search of a serving of food-centred science.
Can you let us in to the German Additive Museum, please?
Yeah.
Commandingly set in its own grounds, they also have their own sign.
It's a charming setting.
Hello.
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 2 tickets, please.
Christian presides over the world's largest public display of additives, and, like the shaman, we start with the E's.
Are there any of the E numbers that have been struck off?
E128.
Yes.
You used it usually in Great Britain, the morning sausage. It's traditional
Morning sausage.
breakfast.
Yeah.
It's a very good colour for the sausages.
A good morning sausage colour.
Both Richard and I are acutely aware of, like, sort of fraud in big business.
Yes.
Is there
We're sort of, I wouldn't use the word warriors.
But it would work.
Yes.
Is there a black market?
People who still want their sausages bright of a morning. If you go, I don't care what it does to me, I want my sausages that colour.
We have here preservative, epsilon polyleucine. You're not allowed to use it, but you can't detect it.
Oh, that's clever.
Like doping.
We're on to you.
terrified that my secret morning sausage ring is about to be bust wide open.
Gosh, that was a long walk.
Christian is keen to demonstrate how taste modifiers are used to mask bitter flavours, using a pill that turns sour into sweet.
So you have to taste something sour, like this. Yeah?
It's sour.
It's sour.
It's sour.
Okay.
Fight
Move it
with
on your tongue.
Take the pill.
Some minutes. And then are made from a so-called miracle fruit, a wonder berry.
But the pill is also bitter.
Not better.
Whoa, that's tart.
Tart's a word.
Maybe it's too old.
This is too old.
I'm not sure.
It's not safe in Europe, and it's really old. Mate, where's the toilets?
I've enjoyed that. Next thing.
To follow, more ancient flavourings.
Use 1 drop, 1 part per 1,000 parts.
If I put 1 drop of that onto my tongue.
It'd be like 1,000 bananas.
1,000. I assume it's out of date, but...
Also,
2016.
but try it still good.
I'm going to put on my
Are you one of those people
all...
who just doesn't believe in sell-by date? It's fine. You scrape the green off the top. It's fine.
Oh, wow. It ages well. Do you have any meat? Oh, is that crab?
Don't try crab.
The crab is old.
Oh, that's chicken.
Chicken, yes, please.
2014?
Will it be okay?
Yeah.
It's only been off 5 years, Bob. He'd never coughed a day in his life before he started working here.
My mouth is numb. Seriously?
You look very surprised.
Yeah, because it's like I'm in the dentist's. I've seen a couple of you. That's okay. Wow, that's got a kick.
I think I need to get Bob to a safe space now. You've got a heck of a joint here. Best €7 I've ever spent.
The learning simply refused to stop in Brussels, where Lee Mack and your correspondent...
We touched hands there.
We did a bit,
It didn't feel right.
spooned the chocolate cauldron.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this.
There are 2 things I love in life, chocolate and shoplifting. Can we go in?
Have some respect. That's where praline was invented in 1912. Here.
How do you know this stuff?
It says on this sign.
Oh, yeah.
Birthplace of Belgian praline.
Belgium exports over 500,000 tonnes of choc per annum, so we decide to increase the manufacturing base.
Ah, hello.
Master chocolatier Laurent Gerbeau offers workshops so high rollers like us can hone our skills.
It's very good.
And then I shake it to take out the bubbles. Alors.
But what if I wanted to make an aero?
An arrow.
Because they put bubbles in.
Okay, but then you just shake it like
Okay.
that, or...
Fine. I don't think he knows what an aero is. A bit embarrassing.
No, you decorate as you like.
Lovely.
Then back to the fridge.
That's a good catchphrase.
It is.
Back to the fridge.
And after it will look something like this.
Oh, that's nice. I'll take that one.
I know that's
a good one.
I want that one. This is,
Yes.
Yeah. So he understands my
Of
material.
course he does.
Your left hand, right hand?
I've got to both.
Okay.
This guy's on fire.
Right, here we go. It's going straight under. When do I stop?
Stop.
I'd stop.
Right,
now.
stop.
Stop.
No, I just coughed into the
Wow, into the cylinder. Into the whole cylinder, Lee. Lee!
I'm so sorry, that's the whole
we have to
batch,
close down the
I
shop.
think it might be a bit of muscle.
Oh, dear.
It's like 12 kilos.
Trays round with confectionery and Lee's innards. It's time to aestheticize.
Normally we see the psychotic problem of people, the way they make it.
Do you think this shows an element of psychosis?
Yours is a bit messy.
Mine?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this one is very repetitive.
Thank you. That could be my wife talking.
After that joke from the 70s, we move on to the next stage.
Next job, you will have to make pralines.
Oh, I love pralines.
Filled pralines.
Oh, I hate filled pralines.
We create the hard outer shells,
Fill it, whack it, smack it, twist it, shake it.
Shake it.
Bake it, scrape it.
fill them with praline mixture, before briefly pausing for an OCD pinch point.
Please, stop.
I've got to get the last one out. It's going to irritate me if I can't get it out.
Look at the difference.
All right.
I've got to get it out. I won't be able to relax until that. Oh, it's out.
Our triumph self-evident, we embrace our master.
Thank you very much. This is
double burn.
really lovely. Thank you so much.
That's a pleasure, Laurent.
So,
Come on.
back to... Yeah.
There we go. Laurent, it is very rare that I hug anyone. That's how much I've enjoyed this experience.
What did he say?
He doesn't usually like to touch other men, but he's made an exception for you.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Laurent.
See you, boys.
Lee Mack has been working as my emotional subtext clarifier ever since, and his rates are surprisingly reasonable. Let's take it next level, with the kind of nosebag that top noshers would give their back teeth to taste. And let that next level be in Athens. And let the next level and literal guest be Dawn French and ensure the venue is funky gourmet, and then demand its 14-course tasting menu of reimagined repasts.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. My immediate instinct was to defend myself. Oh, thank you.
Oh, a small thing.
The tartlet made from fish roe and white chocolate.
Fish and choc.
That's lovely.
I do like it. I can't tell why.
The only way through this 2 Michelin-starred nightmare is montage.
Yeah.
Proceedings continue with a change of tablecloth and a Greek salad slush puppy.
That's not what I expected.
It's definitely salty.
Hang on.
Oh, that's like a weapon in Mortal Kombat.
Never seen that before.
Gurnometers at max. With more to come, we are offered offal.
Ah.
This is brain.
It is the silence of the lamb. You will enjoy lamb brain in lamb brain sauce.
You can put it in the imperative, but I will not enjoy lamb brain because it's lamb
You
brain.
will tell us afterwards.
Or I could tell you now.
Here goes.
The towel. How was it?
Delicious.
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you want my brain?
Well, your actual brain, I would
You'll eat
have.
it?
Yeah. That was delicious.
Not
I've
delicious.
had
Not
9
delicious enough to finish.
I've had 9
No,
effing courses.
You're being bloody minded.
If I
Trying to
eat
win
this
a
brain
point.
and I can't eat the chocolate or whatever it is that comes next, and then I'll kill you, and I mean it.
This is escalated, isn't it?
Sorry about that.
It's flipping escalated.
Can I tell you? Do you know what you're watching? You're watching me flirting.
What?
Yeah.
Well done.
I loved it, and I loved the fava beans.
Yes.
Then onto a different type of egg.
Oh, look at it.
A spheroid compress of choc, coconut and passion fruit.
Oh.
Followed by Vincent Price's favourite desserts.
Oh my God, we're wearing Snow White.
They did this every episode of Rent a Ghost.
Oh, I love
Fog.
this.
The better times.
No, you can't not like that. Come on.
It's too sweet for me.
Do you know, I could almost believe you will say that's too wet.
It is a little wet.
Oh, dear me.
This salutary slap-up concludes with a souvenir booklet and a goblet of Joe.
This is the last course, and it's full of delicious morsels.
Oh, come on now. That was, yeah.
What? What was it? No. Try to not do that thing with your face. Lend me your glasses for a second. This is what it's like eating with you.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, you need good eyes to see through these.
Thank you. I don't have that much expression.
That's the experience.
All I saw was a young Nana Muscuri.
I'd be delighted with that.
What's the problem?
White Rose of Athens, why not? Seriously, I don't want to leave any of this.
Welcome back to the Travel Man table for another buffet of the banal.
This is too much.
It's too much.
Let's continue in Lisbon, where Adam Buxton, I, and our 2 man hats
No. I'm getting angrier.
took ourselves to task. Ginginia Semrival has been serving a potent cherry liqueur since its invention in Lisbon in 1890, and local folk oft quaff a measure first thing before staggering to work.
Dois ginginas, por favor.
Duas ginginas com sem elas.
Yeah, that one.
We don't without the fruit.
Well, it's breakfast, so we will have the fruit.
Yeah.
A gingina.
This is a fruit, the name is ginger. It's a wild sour cherry.
Wow, that's
and this
cool.
a liquor, it's homemade.
The way you poured that suggests that people have said, whoa, whoa, keep going.
Keep
going.
The power is in the fruit, okay?
The power,
280, please.
The power is in the fruit.
You've got a lot of gingini.
I've got a lot of
in your-
ginginas.
How can you tell if someone's drunk when they order?
You can.
It's already so slurry.
Obrigado. Here we go then. Breakfast of
Okay.
champions. I would call it smooth.
That's the taste of I'm not going to make it through to lunch.
I'm nearly 50. It's fine for me to be drinking on the street before 9 a.m.
It's fine. You'd worry if we were in surgical gowns.
I bet you there's some professionals.
Some surgeons.
Yeah, sure.
Steady the hand.
Steady the hand. It does taste medicinal.
Okay, now you must eat the fruit.
No, I must eat the fruit.
Eat the fruit.
Who are you, the serpent?
And the middle, you spit the seeds.
Okay, and then I'm out of the Garden of Eden,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we've seen this before.
Good.
This is a strange kind of Western.
And then
I have to spit my cherry stone into your mouth. I'm in pieces.
Right.
Combine Hong Kong food and streets, and you get Hong Kong food streets. After a reviving swig of tea coffee,
I can see why that's local.
I think you really want to go one or the other.
John Ham and I sought out some street food. Because it would be impossible to find lunch without professional guidance, I've secured the services of bespoke food guide Ashley.
Right now we're going to one of my favorite street food shops in Hong Kong.
Okay.
They specialize in offal skewers. So it's basically an assortment of animal organs.
Animal organs. Okay.
Yes.
Are you eating any of this?
I am totally eating all of
Okay,
this.
great.
As if to test our dimming life force, Ashley orders squid on a stick, the reproductive tract of the female pig, and a skewer of duck tongues.
All right, you guys ready?
All right,
Which one do you want to try first?
I think the word want is not appropriate here. This is very unappealing on an aesthetic level.
We pucker up for a new kind of meat.
Oh,
You spit the bones out.
there are bones in the tongue?
Tongue bones.
Oh. Okay, I know what that tastes like. Which is this one?
Let me swallow it before you say it. Okay, go ahead.
That's the pig offals. The reproductive tract.
Yep, I did that one first. Just chewy.
Yeah. And that's that one. And I'm done.
Our gracious and grateful response to Ashley's attempt to broaden our palate gives her the encouragement to take us to a sit-down diner.
Bye.
So you just ordered.
I ordered snake soup.
Okay.
So snake soup is something that we eat particularly in winter because it keeps you really, really warm.
How does it keep you warm? Why does this
Because your body is actively trying to rid itself of
to
snake.
reject it? Okay.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's for you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We add all available garnishes
I don't know why you're using that spoon. I'd just be pouring it.
in an attempt to short-circuit our senses.
And then we can't really stall anymore, I guess is the idea,
Okay.
right?
Ready?
Yeah. That's gloopy. You have to work for your calories here. You have to chew. You chew
There's
it.
a lot of chewing.
You chew it. It's okay.
It's not bad.
Does it remind you a little bit like chicken?
Yeah,
Snake?
it's yes.
But if someone said this was chicken, I'd go, what's wrong with this chicken? This has been wonderful.
This was really eye-opening and nose opening.
Yeah, everything's open now.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
being
Yeah,
this
thank
kind
you for
to
coming on
us.
my tour.
Not at all.
Shall we?
All right, bye
Okay.
guys.
Bye now.
Okay.
From one handsome man to another handsome man, this time in Helsinki, this time called Paul Rudd, and this time in search of sweets.
Oh, come now.
Licorice is a massive deal in Helsinki, and the word on the street is the good shiz is the salty shiz.
They've not even tried to make these look appetizing.
You can't tell it's candy.
No. I would have assumed this is an animal pellet.
Salmiakki originated in pharmacies as a decongestant when ammonium chloride was added to black licorice.
And this will definitely help break down mucus.
Yes.
Thank you. So, we'll pay as one.
Okay, great.
It's like he's lost his wallet. Is this...
Here's the thing, I didn't bring it.
Doesn't even bring one. That's the kind of life this guy's leading. Who's paying for dinner? Because I'm leaving.
After you.
Quivering with anticipation, we hit Helsinki's imposing neoclassical cathedral, built as a tribute to Tsar Nicholas I when Finland was part of Russia, 50 years before salty licorice blew up.
Right. I can see why that clears mucus.
It clears everything. You know,
I've got to say, I don't mind that.
really?
I don't mind that.
I
take the edge off.
understand different countries have their own kind of tastes and candies, but this seems like an entirely different species would enjoy something like this.
That's pretty good. Oh, God. Tubes are opening in me. Have been closed since the 90s. That's
Oh,
good.
God, it's like swallowing phlegm.
Talking of swallowing phlegm, here I am at Moscow's Cosmonaut Museum with Greg Davies,
What's there? Yeah, great.
where we capped off a lovely tour with some space food.
It looks delicious. This is meat.
Yes, one of them.
What's for dessert?
Crackers.
Oh.
Iris.
Okay.
Marmalade.
What's that?
Iris. Marmalade.
Any fruit?
It's bush.
Bush.
It's very good.
Another bush. Okay.
Yes. Nice.
Our astronomical fare duly secured, we can finally start squirting our first course onto some dry crackers.
That's a long, hard space trip.
Can we have some meat and veg before we
Try
move on
some
to our
meat.
dessert? Oh, no.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, dear.
That's going to be floating all around.
I would be able to.
Yeah.
In space, of course.
That's going to end up a horrible gif.
Really squeeze it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, dear.
Yield. No.
You know, you're failing phase 1 of the cosmonauts training program. Let's have some pudding.
No, no. I think it's a drink, maybe. It might be a drink.
It wasn't made clear to me at the space station.
How's that? Good?
No, no. It's the antithesis of good.
Okay. Your drink's leaking all over the shuttle.
Why leave Russia when you could scoot to St. Petersburg with TV's Rob Beckett?
This is not the youth-oriented image Channel 4 want to project. No, I've got a couple more years on E4 yet in me.
For a nuanced lunch. The hipsters have spread like ink in a bath to St. Petersburg, instilling a craze for retro, Soviet-themed eateries, drawing those seeking an ironically authentic communist experience.
This is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you feel like you're in a 60s Soviet apartment?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a sitcom.
Well, give it time.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Next stage.
Maybe you want something?
Oh, yes, please. I know what we're going to order.
Oh, are you ordering for me?
Of course.
I love that. I love it when a man takes control.
A lard platter.
Whoa.
Herring under a fur coat.
Are you just making these up?
No.
Okay.
These are not bingo names.
With mismatched florals, period furniture, and vintage trinkets, you could be back in Felixstowe, were it not for the fact that it's obviously not Felixstowe, and the fact that all the food is massively Russian.
Is that cheese?
I don't know. I don't know which fur coat it's meant to be.
Oh.
Like a sort of albino rabbit.
I think that might be cheese and mashed potato.
I could have done without that.
Got a kick, innit?
Yeah.
So this is lard.
Yeah.
It looks like wax.
That lard's got a rind. It's not unpleasant, though.
No.
Although your face is telling a different story.
I don't know you're getting through that.
I quite like it.
What's the dip?
I wouldn't go in there.
I'm in. Yeah, that is mustard and horseradish. That is mustard and horseradish.
Yes, they love it here. They love horseradish.
Okay, soupy time. What soup you got?
I think I've got cabbage soup. This is a lovely, if below room temperature soup. I don't know whether it's meant to be a chilled soup, but it's very... Oh, I found a little gift in there.
What's that?
It's a voyage of discovery.
Are you popping that in?
I'm going to try some.
Yeah. Oh, it's still there.
That's hard to get through. That's hard to get through. Wow. I had to go at that like a jackal. That was impossible. Well, how have you felt about this experience?
Enjoyed it. I really like the decor.
Good.
It's a bit like Good Night Sweetheart.
It is, but without the bigamy. Shall I ask for a doggy bag for you?
No, thank you. No, thank you. I think it's it'll get cold, won't it?
That was not the last lie he told me. As this part fizzles to its finish, shall we crawl to Spain? And then shall we locate Valencia? And then contract the participation of Sarah Pascoe?
It's the enthusiasm I can't stand.
Valencia's motto is Vivir sin dormir, or live without sleep, which means that people here go out in the evening.
Now this is La Bella de Cadiz.
So we're going?
Yes, I don't know what her affiliation is. Who knows?
She's the landlady. Oh my gosh.
Everything's for sale.
This is what I imagine your house to look like.
This rejected set from Rent-A-Ghost also serves the hard stuff.
Good.
Perhaps to precipitate ill-advised impulse purchases.
This is disturbing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, it's a lampshade.
But we've resolved to ingest local cocktail Agua de Valencia, a muddling mix of sugar, vodka, gin, fresh Valencian orange juice and cava. For the totally foolhardy, Cointreau can also be added.
Hey, cheers.
All the
Is there a
best.
Spanish way of saying cheers?
I'm sure they've managed to think of an equivalent. That's already hit me, I'm afraid to say.
Vodka and cava in the same glass.
And gin.
This is too much.
It's too much. I mean, this is the most... I mean, what? I need to frickin' be breathalyzed. This is the...
Also, why is it so...
Was this table this small when we sat down?
No, why is it so fast acting as well?
It's immediate.
It takes a while to hit.
It's like it's being injected.
As the OJ floods our main arteries, we embark on a sorry jazz odyssey.
This lesson's really paid off, huh?
After a thorough strum, we return to conversation.
I'm absolutely hammered.
I can tell. You're in pieces. Do
No,
you want one more?
only one.
Okay.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
A reheated additional hello to those who have suffered through the first 3 parts of this televised trough.
That last got a rind.
Let's lunch, you and I, in Copenhagen. But only if Noel Fielding can join.
She's quite beautiful. I'm not saying I'd get off of her, but she's quite attractive.
After 2 panning shots and some time to reflect on how words can wound, we were walking down a road for some smørrebrød. Who would dare call themselves a person if they went to Copenhagen without trying a traditional Danish open sandwich? These smørrebrøds are the melon farming bomb. I'm taking Noel to Armand's Deli, which is rated by tyre manufacturers Michelin as the top place to try them.
I've pre-ordered some stuff so that we don't have to have 2 interactions.
Some fascist decided that smørrebrød has to be eaten left to right and washed down with a glass of schnapps.
It's very pleasingly put together.
I might just varnish it and wear it like a pirate's hat.
Would you like to know what you're having?
I would like that. Yes, please.
So for you have the beetroot herring. Next one is the pork
Yes.
with pear.
Okay.
And the next one is the rump.
The rump.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you very much. Gosh.
Wow.
Subway could certainly learn something
Presentation.
from this. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Pretty good. You started in the middle.
Oh.
You left to right like you read.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to sip some schnapps.
Really?
That's... I've got nothing to lose.
You've got a lot to lose.
Wait! Woo! Okay.
Oh.
It's like Castrol GTX.
I'm just going to smell it.
Even you smelling
too much.
that will mean you'll probably leave
feel
here
dizzy.
naked. I've seen you drunk once.
Oh.
It was unbelievable.
What had happened?
You did quite a lot of impressions of Orson Welles.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's my go-to. I must have had a unit.
You were out of control.
I don't know.
What I quite like now, this must be an English thing, is a hot liquid. I feel like it would ease this down.
Yes.
Because everything's quite cold. And that's it's not a complaint, but I'm not used to eating
Sounds quite a bit like a complaint. It sounded like a complaint.
It wasn't a
And
complaint
that
at all.
deafening silence I just heard descend upon the kitchen.
No, but
As 2 of their staff put their heads into their very cold oven.
Let's make the graphic transition to Milan.
Walking anywhere with you reminds me of like being a child. I'm just trying to catch up with my mum.
With the undermining Morgana Robinson as we amble towards a pasta masterclass I can remember in some sense being at.
Hi guys. Mariangela. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Mariangela.
It's your name, Mariangela?
Yes, I'm also Mariangela.
Wow. So welcome to my cooking school. Are you ready, guys?
We're here.
Mariangela learnt how to cook from her mother and grandmother in Sicily. For the past 4 years, she's been passive-aggressively passing on her expertise in Milan. She rolls out a ravioli dough for Morgana.
There must be a machine that can do this.
And an egg and flour linguine dough for me.
I somehow feel that's already gone wrong.
Okay.
Here we go.
I think you got it.
You've really got to rely on the editor's discretion during a sequence like this. Some's escaped. It's breached the compound.
I think that's going to end up real nice.
It's looking pretty good from here. Some very undermining laughter on both flanks.
Use this?
Yes. And now just chop it up.
Yes.
Yep. Back in the 90s. Here we go.
Once combined, the dough must be kneaded to develop the gluten.
Doesn't look as good as yours.
Yours looks more like a sort of scone mix.
Thank you.
Or maybe like someone's flaky old scalp.
It looks like a patch of psoriasis, you're right.
Before long, Morgana is palming a giant ball.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
My little dough baby.
You've done really well. When someone believes in you, you can really fly, can't you?
Sleep well.
Ciao, ciao.
You talked to your dough too.
Okay. This one looks like a brain. Is that bad? You're just going to
Well,
whack
like, bye-bye.
Ciao, little Frankenstein.
Frankenstein was the doctor, not the monster.
After the dough has been rested in the wastes of unedited time, Mariangela brings out some kind of Scandinavian garroting rack.
Press.
Wallop. Ow! Oh, wonderful. And I can put my mugs on this end.
Post-dough roll, ravioli construction commences.
I'm just going to add a sting to this moment. I'm just trying to add atmosphere. I'll try and do something jaunty. Sometimes you've got to find the music, it can leave you. Kula Shaker's third album, for example.
The most important thing is to take out the air. Yes. Because it will explode. They will explode.
It'll explode?
Explode during the cooking.
Oh, nice.
The finished pasta goods are briefly boiled, sauced, and served.
I'm straight in.
Bon appetito. Mmm.
Well, it's a triumph.
That's delicious.
It is, I can confirm.
Oh my God.
Looking back at our time in the kitchen, how do you feel we did?
I think really good.
Okay.
You didn't give up.
No.
And neither of us cried.
But like, definitely I fell in love with Morgana because she's a natural born chef.
Well, congrats. I'm pleased you've connected with someone on this trip.
It's nearly the end, so let's go to a bar.
There's a lot of low-flying birds.
In Krakow with Joe Wilkinson.
You're about to have your beer syruped.
What does that mean?
They put syrup in their beer. Here, in Poland. That's what they do.
Hebrei, which is Hebrew slang for friends, has been transformed into one of the city's best backdrops for self-archiving.
Joe, this used to be a house of prayer.
What?
And now it's a boozer. Let's sit down. A lot of the original frescoes.
The original what?
Frescoes.
Pictures.
Frescoes.
You mean pictures?
No. Try taking that picture off the wall.
Frescoes.
Yeah. Hello.
Dzień dobry.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, what would you...
Pivo sokiem. 2 raspberries, 2 ginger, and then 2 regular ones so that we can taste the difference between them.
Are you ordering for me?
I am.
I love that about you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You won't find a much better shot of someone syrupping beer, nor this one of a bit of harmless hijinks.
1, 2, 3, go. Very nice.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Raspberry one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
This is all the makings of a Chumbawamba song.
Right, can we get this one out of the way?
Ginger first.
Yeah, cheers.
To better times. That's all right. That's a good message to send out to kids, isn't it?
By 6.
This could take a wrong turn.
It gets worse.
Ginger. This is like a Christmas beer.
Oh, I hate Christmas.
They serve this hot in winter.
What's wrong with them? If it's hot, I'd smash the place up. Just to summarise, what's your favourite?
Regular. Kind of beer you could get anywhere.
Just a lovely beer. Second favourite?
Raspberry.
Raspberry. Third?
Ginger.
Gingers.
And even worse than that, if it were hot. Cheers.
And on that, the two of us essentially saying we preferred things how they used to be, we end this melange. Please allow me to pretend to pay the bill. Farewell.